Hi, this is Chris from Optinet, and today we're going to look at how the pre-exam record in Flex works. What the pre-exam allows you to do is for non-clinical staff to be able to get key information before the patient goes through into the testing room. This might be taken straight away, just before they go in, or it might be a number of hours or even days beforehand if the patient is calling up in advance. Broadly speaking, we're able to find out general and medical information about the patient where relevant. We're able to do some kind of pre-screening questionnaire, which is fully customizable. You can take pressures, again, not always done, but depending on perhaps the size of the testing room or the length of the appointment, it can be useful. And also you've got the ability to facsimit a pair of spectacles and to start the clinical billing process too. Let's have a look firstly in the setup and see how we do it. What you need to do is click onto Menu and Setup, and we're going to choose Examinations once we're there. I'm clicking into Clinical. If you only see the latter two, contacts and site testing here, it may be that you don't have clinical records turned on. If you drop us a ticket through the portal, flexhelp.co.uk, we'll be able to talk to you about the benefits of full clinical records in Flex. So, firstly, we'll need to create an exam type. I've just called this pre-exam. I've ticked pre and I've ticked active. So active is just that. Pre means it's going to appear in the pre-exam. ST means it would appear in the site test. And CL means it would appear in the contact lens. And then what we can do is choose the tab or the chunk of questions which we want to appear. It might be that we've got something already. If it's something the Optom would often be asking and you want to copy through, I've just used history as my example. Do see my separate video on full clinical record customization if you want to. What we can also do under here, under refraction, if one of the 6 RXs which the optometrist uses has got the tick called RX from pre-exam, what I can do, I'm going to call this wearing as an example. And if I tick RX from pre-exam, it's going to pull that through when we create the site exam. And also with clinical billing, I'll just quickly populate a couple of items. These can be charged at the site exam point. If the pre-exam operative wants to do that, if I just tick PE, we'll see how that's going to work as well. So, broadly speaking, under the setup, the most important part is we've got one called pre-exam, with pre-exam ticked, and the chunk of questions that we want to use. So how do we do a pre-exam? On the patient in question, green plus for new, and choose pre-exam record. Again, you will not have pre-exam record if you don't use clinical in Flex. So it's got the date and time. It's got my name automatically filled out here. A couple of basic questions. Am I a driver? Do I use computers? And what shall I be today? A hairdresser. You've met me. Come on, it's fine. Right, what we've got here, medication list. Perhaps not relevant for the non-clinical staff to be taking this. I suppose if I'm on aspirin, I might tell you. If I'm on methadone, I might not. But what you can do, if they are giving you lists, sometimes people just give you their list of meds, don't they? What we can do is just double click on any relevant meds, or of course add them in at the bottom if I wish. So questionnaire. What it's now done is it's brought up the history, which was what we created in the setup. So what I can do, be it we're getting this over the phone, face-to-face, a patient might have emailed with the details, I can go through and fill out all of the information that I require. We also have the ability to facsimit a pair of glasses. If they're just the same as the last dispense, we can pull that through, but we can choose, so let me just put in a quick dummy RX here. Please don't pay too much heed to this, it's just to give you as an example. But we can also make a note of the pressures. They are about mine, by the way. Thicker corneas, I know. Right, and also clinical billing. If we're charging for any items here, then I can do that too. So you may not use all the tabs. The most commonly used one is questionnaire and perhaps facsimitating the current glasses. I've got a receipt on the go from previous training I've done today, so I just ping that onto a new receipt. So what I'm going to do now is create my site exam records. This is what the optometrist would now do. Medical assessment, this will pull through from episode to episode anyway, but we can see everything that's been put on in the pre-exam. And with clinical assessment, with history, really important to do this before you start typing in your own information. But the Optom can copy from previous site exams, but if I press copy from pre-exam, what it'll do is populate the answers. I just added a few as an example. It's populated those through from last time. You can choose, by the way, be it from pre-exam or the last site exam, what copies from episode to episode under the setup. Again, check out my clinical video for that. Clinical refraction, wearing has been brought through automatically for us. It's brought through my last test as well. So a lot of the time, the last test and wearing will be the same result, but it might be that I was last with yourselves 4 years ago and I went to 2 years ago and I'd be able to see the wearing results in there. Pressures have been brought through as well, so it's got all of the details there, and obviously the exam billing has already been started too. So that's a quick example how the pre-exam is used. It's a useful feature to be able to take key information to perhaps save the optometrist a bit of time, and in certain circumstances it's good to get as much as you can without being face-to-face. I'm just going to click on the blue question mark in Flex, and I'm going to load up the portal. You can get to this as well through our website, flexhelp.co.uk, and what you'll see in there is it'll actually talk you through all of the different sections of the records and how you can customise all of these too. As always though, any questions, drop us a message, flexhelp.co.uk, and the best of luck with pre-exam.